Hi listeners, welcome to my channel. As I mentioned in the part 1 of this video, which is the introduction to Capricorn full moon transit, on 24th of June, we will have Sun and Moon oppose each other, bringing light to 3-degree Capricorn as a full moon. That brings culmination, and a specific part of your chart would come to focus over the course of next 2 weeks for completion, for conclusion, and for results. This is part 2 of the video. I will give a brief of the transit by each zodiac sign to see the influence of the full moon over the course of next 2 weeks. You should check your rising sign followed by sun or moon sign. Rising is the most accurate, though career perspective holds from sun sign as well. Moon sign gives more information on the influence on personal life. The reading is time-stamped in description and comment box by zodiac sign. If you are on YouTube, you can just click on the screen to navigate different parts of the reading. If you would like to support my work as patron or subscribe to my posts, links are in description too. Let's begin. Aries, this activates ambition, career success, bringing to focus social recognition for you, especially if you have your rising sun or moon or other planets aspected around 3 degrees of Aries plus or minus 3 degrees, so around the first 6 degrees of Aries, which is around 22nd of March born for Aries Sun. This activates a career conclusion, a career success, an ambition coming to focus over the course of next 2 weeks. Your leadership style coming to focus. This would feel like a little bit of pressure as you will feel pushed to deliver something. You will be at spotlight when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, and it is something which is emotionally very important to you. You're emotionally invested in this project or in this position, and you would be in focus. You would be highlighted. This is where you would finally ask your worth. Uranus in your house of money, in your house of self-worth, will impel you to ask for your true worth. Break out in terms of how you make money, as Uranus in your house of finances is asking you to get more comfortable to earn income from unique sources of money. This is indicated in the form of either shift in revenue, shift in the way you earn money, or shift in the skill sets from which you earn money. You would need to be comfortable with the changes that will come in terms of the change in your value system. Sometimes we are not comfortable in asking for money or earning money from those sources. Financial fluctuation will be part of this career initiation, conclusion, or highlight that you will have over the course of next 2 weeks. Your value system, your comfort, your traditional way of looking at finances would have to change, because that is ending in terms of karma. That will not serve you in the new phase of career that you're entering into. And in your phase of career, this phase of career as Capricorn is in your house of career, leadership would be a key style for you to proceed forward. You would have to take charge here, but you are very much supported with Jupiter over here. It could be that some source of support comes from somebody unknown, or you yourself feel more impelled because you have dealt with your fear, you have dealt with your unconscious fears that were holding you back so far, and you take a bold step here. You take a step that you possibly previously had never thought you would be able to take. It's a very bold conclusion and ending of an old phase in your career and a new beginning that comes with it. At the very least, we come to a conclusion of a very important project, or your career comes into focus, and the balance between your career and your home life will come into focus during this time. How do we balance the two part of us, and also the balance between you feeling secure within yourself and you being comfortable with being in the spotlight? You would have to feel more comfortable to have this light on you so you can progress further. And this is a change that you might have been thinking, or that might have come as a result of events initiated since December of 2019, and the events of 2020 are responsible, are the impetus to finally get you there, finally move you out of a traditional career possibly and move you into a different phase of earning altogether. And this phase, this kind of a change in your value system would not have come without the process that you've gone through. That was 2020. That's what I have for you, Aries. Moving on to next zodiac sign now. Taurus, this activates an adventurous part of your chart, an adventure, an expansion in your career, or an education. A leap of faith comes into focus that you need to take, and you might have been thinking of taking this leap. It could be in form of a travel, it could be relocation, it could be legalization in a foreign country, it could be something dealing with a foreign affair altogether, where you have to interact with people who are different, multicultural from you or far away from you. Taking an education, shifting your field of speciality, publishing something, launching a media project, overall change in purpose of life, as your purpose of life is highlighted here. It's time to deliver on it. It's possible that someone in your network, or a friend, or a fan base, or a support of a platform or social media might have given you the kind of confidence and support to move forward on it. You will feel strongly about this move. You want to be more, and the events of 2020 in some way have freed you mentally to take this leap. This offers you the opportunity to be more. Be open to flush out old ideals, old influences, old mentors as you go to bigger places. This is where we release some old thought process and old influence, even an old education system, because we want to be more. This is very, very expansive for you, and we are moving away from an old education, an old career, where something more progressive opens up. This is like having a on-job training. We may not go for organized training or organized education separate from where we are. This is where we take certification on job, or take something more expansive on job, or take a media project because it gives us more exposure, or we go for some sort of a leap through engaging in a mental self-expressive pursuit, which could be giving lectures, which could be speaking, which could be even engaging with a mentor, a new mentor who gives you more exposure. Your belief system is very practical and grounded, but you do crave travel, you do crave adventure, you do crave expansion, and you do want your work to be published. This is where we come out and present all of that. Be open to flush out old ideals, old purpose, old burdens, which happens to be in our mind because of an old thought process. Your sphere of influence is expanding. This could also be dealing with a legal matter which is coming to conclusion and release here. This is something that benefits you in some ways, because you're moving away from a very limited vision to a much more expansive vision of what you want to do. This is a positive aspect for you, so builds you up, especially if you have rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Taurus, or around 23rd of April born. Especially if these degrees are activated, you might be delivering on something which is very expansive. It could be a job that is very expansive, it could be legalization, it could be travel, it could be publication, it could be a book that you're finally launching. Uranus is in your sign, and it would be very active early July. You would want to break free, and a conflict can ensue with someone in place of authority, somebody with a traditional mindset, as you try to go solo on your own way. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Moving on to next sign now. Gemini, this activates proceeds of partnership for you in form of money from others, loans, debt, remuneration, joint finances, the contracts that we draw to make sure that the give and take is balanced in both financial and personal partnerships. Partnership terms might be being worked on. Matter related to finances, related to taxes, will, insurance, loans would come to focus. Similarly, proceeds of personal partnership in form of intimacy and depth in your personal relationships could come to focus. Unspoken needs to be spoken. You would feel very impelled to to sort of show your power. You would not want to hide back here, and you would want to bring some amount of balance of give and take both in your personal and in your professional partnerships. Jupiter is expanding your career ambition, and it's offering you opportunities possibly which gives you ability to ask for more, ask for what you have to offer in the right way. On the expense side, because this is the house where karma is settled, debt is settled. So if something is due from your end, that can also come for payment. It could be an expense, it could be a loan that could come up, and it would be an incentive for you to balance out your finances, balance out the give and take, or you might decide to settle a debt yourself, especially if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Gemini. 3 degree of Gemini, or around 24th of May born Gemini Sun. With Uranus activating House of Endings, it's possible that you would have to show your innate power here in a tough situation and get over your fears, possibly ending a cycle which was very karmic and may be belittling to you. It is like cutting something toxic out of your life which has been damaging you in health and finances, which is not part of your future. Weed out. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Moving on to next sign now. Cancer, this activates your house of contracts, commitments, partnerships, relationship, spouse, the committed relationships and contracts that we are in, and that will come for a conclusion, completion and delivery. It could be something very lucrative and adventurous, especially if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Cancer, or if you are Cancer sun born around 24th of June. Uranus is activating your house of network, so your associations, your vision, your dreams, your gains could dramatically change with this. Your network presence, friends, fan base could be very, very different, and you might need to take a unique tact in terms of finding your niche audience, your niche social group, your niche tribe. Usually such full moon come with long-term lucrative contracts or personal commitment come through, or at the very least partnerships shift to be more honest, more lucrative and steady. It's your season, but for the next 2 weeks, focus would be on the others in your life. Your commitments, your clients, your one-on-one relationships would take a lot out of you, and you would have to focus on them. You would look at your duties towards them, you look at your obligations towards them, you look at your aspirations that come through others here. A notion of partnerships, a notion of contracts, the nature of contracts, the nature of partnerships, the nature of relationships that we are in, that has dramatically changed because of the last year shift that all of us have been through. That is an area of your life that has shifted dramatically from what you wanted in December of 2019 versus what you want right now. So what you're concluding on would be different from what you previously thought you wanted, because you're moving to a higher place, you're moving to a different phase of life. Jupiter in your house of adventure is asking you to aim for a higher purpose of life, and this possibly gives you the kind of adventure, that gives you the kind of exposure and expansion and influence that you're looking for. That's what I have for you, Cancer. Moving on to next sign now. Leo, this activates your work environment and health routines, bringing a closure shift in either your work environment, or focus on something at work which needs to be closed, like a project that you need to bring to fruition, which is key for you, or a change in the work environment, the workplace, co-workers, the team structure. They undergo a shift. And a focus also comes on your health routines, how your mind body connection is, how the work is impacting your health, and how we can make certain changes to make sure that your well-being is also taken care of. The right boundaries are created, the right structures are created here. The projects you handle and the kind of work you take on, as well as your balance of where the work begins and self-care comes to focus, is coming into inspection here. You might be looking at how am I getting the returns from my projects? Are these the kind of projects I truly want to work in? Do they fulfill me? Is this the kind of work that I truly want to do? And if you have been operating in a state of imbalance impacting your health, you will look to make a change. And this is a shift which would normally not come to your mind, would not have been your comfort zone in the version of you that existed in December of 2019. But the events of 2020 have woken you up to a different thing that you want when it comes to your day-to-day routine, when it comes to your work, when it comes to the kind of project you want to involve in. We take a few steps to bring order here, and it could mean a change in job, a change in project, or change in the burden of duties, both in our professional and our personal life, especially if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Leo or around 25th of July born Leo sun. Health of parents or elderly you're responsible for could come to focus as well. Jupiter is easing any kind of tough transition you need to go through. When Jupiter is in a house of death and rebirth, it's almost like we crave a rebirth, which possibly this full moon provides you. It provides a structure around that rebirth process that you're craving for. Uranus would also be activating your career house in early part of July, which means some work changes would be in the cards at this time, driven by your need for freedom and excitement. End of imbalance, a health habit, toxic work situation, obligation to bring order to life is focus here. This is not an easy energy, but an important structural issue needs to be handled. That's what I have for you, Leo. Moving on to next sign now. Virgo, this activates your fun house because, well, work is fun for you, but this is an amazing part of the chart which is getting activated for you. Romance, love, passion, giving birth to something you feel is like your creation, your child, will come into focus. You'll be giving birth to something that is passionate, that is something that is a creative pursuit to you, that is like a child for you. It could be an actual child that might be due for delivery here. Children, hobbies, joy, pursuit of happiness comes to focus. Risk taking is high, but it is structured. Self expression and confident peaks here, as Jupiter might bring some support or benefits from clients or a contract or a partner, especially if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Virgo or 25th of August born Virgo sun. There could be a culmination, a launch in creative work, an obligation to loved ones which is coming for completion, a child's career which is coming with achievement. You have structured creative mind, so an output of that might be going live on a platform, being given birth to in form of a business pursuit or something which you're very passionate about finally getting through. This is something that would not have come to fruition in the version of you that existed in December of 2019. But in 2020, something flipped, something changed within you, urging you to give birth to this. You would have to, though, Uranus will be activated for you, so you would have to, though, execute this in a very unconventional way, because Uranus is in your house of ideology. So either the messaging, the subject matter is very unknown or unconventional in nature, or it could be that the mode of delivery of the subject matter is ahead of time. So you'll have to market this and bring people into the level of your thought process, which could be a little bit ahead of time. You would have to bring people to that perspective. Uranus demands a very unique mind, which you're gifted with, a very unique perspective that you have, but you'll have to propagate it, you'll have to teach it, you'll have to lead with it, and you'll have to go ahead and convince people on that perspective. That's what I have for you, Virgo. I'll see you in the next video now. Libra, this activates home, family, place of living, which might be coming into focus and possibly for a change. A real estate deal, home-based business, relocation, parenthood, and the need to balance different roles you have in life of a boss or a parent could come up in these 2 weeks. Parents, property ownership matters, finishing a project from home, settling a personal problem, restructuring of the house, restructuring of family, your obligations to parents, home investment, career agenda from home, career agenda that is hidden from others, spiritual achievement, emotional discipline, keeping order in relationship or home, and redesigning of home could be your focus over the course of next 2 weeks as you try to balance your public life with private life. It seems you are the problem solver here, with everyone coming to you, and seems like you have most of the answers too. Though remember, you would need to set the right balance, right boundaries of give and take in partnerships. There will be volatility in finances in the early part of July. Uranus would also urge you to assert your power and build the right boundaries if you are being used. December 2019, you might have thought something completely different in terms of where do you want to live, how do you want your home and family equation to be, and now over the course of 1.5 years, your perspective over it has completely changed. And with that, you bring to conclusion a new structure of your personal life, which will be coming to light. It could be a different style of parenthood. It could be a different style of being a child. It could be a different style of what place of living, what is security to you, what is home and family to you. The definition of these very basic structures of your life and an important decision around place of living, home, family, personal life would come to focus over the course of next 2 weeks. And this is especially true if you have your rising sun or moon around 2 degree of Libra, which is around 25th of September born, a few days, 3 days before and after, 3 degrees before and after. That's what I have for you, Libra. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video now. Scorpio, this activates your communication and commercial houses. Commercial endeavors are boosted here, which are linked to either self-made wealth or self-expression. This makes next 2 weeks commercially and in communication very busy and possibly lucrative. It could bring a conclusion of a communication project, launch of a written or media project, commercialization of a skill, written contract around your work, formalizing structure around something that was previously just a thought or an idea. We master a skill and now look to see how to live it, advertise it, market it, commercialize it. This is mundane versus high level thinking, so we will need to get into details of commercial or communication matters, which could mean learning something new in terms of skill, or learning something new about a new media project, new media skill, or learning something about commercialization of your talents. You will have ample confidence and, dare I say, luck in the matters, as Jupiter amps up your risk-taking ability, and your confidence must relay your inspiring vision and put it into a workable, practical model. A commercial contract could specially come true if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Scorpio, which is around 26th of October born, Scorpio sun. Please do note, Uranus in your house of partnerships would be activated in early July. That means there will be volatility and change, sudden shifts in the nature of contracts or commitments or relationships and partnerships you are in. You would seek more freedom in what you do in your committed relationships, partnerships, personal or professional. Try the untried here. Your clients, your contracts, and commitments are supposed to be unique, are supposed to be untried. You have a lot of support to try it right now. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. See you in the next video now. Sagittarius, this activates your self-worth and net worth. So a financial matter could finally settle, especially if it's linked to personal matters, if it's linked to a personal relationship matter, or it's related to real estate. Budget, finances, long-term assets, fixed assets, property returns, traditional salary matters could come to focus here for a change. A financial project either concludes or there is a change in earning, investment, or spending coming through. Self-worth is amped up, and we want to achieve skills that are more lucrative, and we want to rightly value our skills here. Focus on what you need, and you should demand the right value for your talents at this time, and it's a chance that you will get it. You have a lot of support from your ruler, Jupiter here, which will help you get your true worth. So the matters linked to income, earning, financial accomplishments, investments, they are supported here. And it could be driven through the matters which essentially changed you as a person over the course of 2020. There could be a revenue source that you were looking to initiate, or you were going for a different source of income back in December 2019. But the events of 2020 has completely shifted who you are as a person, and now you find a different way of going about it. The revenue source that you are finally coming through to, that you're finally manifesting, could be driven by relocation and change in your personal situation or home family changes as well, especially for rising sun, moon around 3 degree of Sagittarius or around 25th of March born Sagittarius sun, they would feel the most. Rising sun or moon around 3 degree of Sagittarius or around 25th of March born Sagittarius sun. Food, nutrition, diet, because they are also assets that belong to ourselves, they would also come to focus, and we might need to release something, move away from something, or the diet could come into focus, and we might invest in our well-being here as well. That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. See you in the next video now. Hi Capricorn, this is your full moon. This activates you. We get one full moon a year, and this is yours. Your half solar cycle or half birthday is the time when we look back at the past 6 months, but we also focus on where we have come in terms of our identity, what are our life priorities, our physical body, recognition, all of that comes into focus, and there would be a critical change normally that would be coming to pass over the course of next 2 weeks when it comes to your life priorities, your identity, your physical body, and your recognition at work. This brings you to a closure of a critical work or life path, or old identity might be released as something more expansive is in front of you. You could be very busy in self-expression, in sales, in commercial activity and negotiation as you redefine your commitments and try to bring something more to you. Emotions would be high, but your own mind and communication skills, they do support you. Commercial matters are supported with Jupiter in that house for you, and that is forming a positive aspect with this full moon. We could choose this time to completely redefine our identity or completely present ourselves in a very different way, very bold way, due to our skill set, due to more confidence and faith in our skill set, due to a new commercial idea, or due to a more positive and expansive mindset, if that, or a skill set that we feel more drawn to. This is especially very, very impactful and critical for 3 degree Capricorn, around 3 degree Capricorn rising sun or moon. So the first 6 degrees essentially of Capricorn would be very thoroughly activated. That's around 24th of December born Capricorn Sun, though all of you will feel it, but these are where some life changing matters would be coming to focus. You're possibly taking a risk, but it's the time to, and your risk appetite as well as your confidence would receive a boost as you wish to not hide your strength, your creativity, your talents anymore. You would want to show yourself, you would want to speak up, you would want to stand up for yourself. It's the time to shine. You have a very positive full moon which can help you manifest something that you would have thought not possible back in 2019, but as a person you have completely restructured and changed yourself over the course of last 1.5 years, and now is the time for everybody to see it. It's the time to launch the new you that you have found. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. I'll see you in the next video now. Hi Aquarius, this activates a hidden house, a karmic obligation, a fulfillment of duties, possibly to parents or your duties as a parent to someone. This is karmic obligation that is coming to focus that you're possibly doing behind the scene without a lot of show. It could be a discipline which you are instituting for yourself, a spiritual discipline. You'll need some amount of solitude here over the course of next 2 weeks to pursue something behind the scene and do either a key project which is kept under wraps and you work on it behind the scene, or a solitude to pursue duties, or a solitude or time alone away from everything to fulfill your duties to your parents. You could also be taking a leadership role in charity or spiritual pursuit here. This brings psychological shifts, few revelations, even secrets to surface come out about an old subject or ancestral secret or your own pattern which is well ingrained but now you can see it could come to light. This awareness brings end to suffering and brings about healing. You face your demons with confidence here. Dream life can bring some very critical ideas. Creative pursuits are very much supported here, but they are finalized more behind the scenes. Undercover work is done of relevance without the show. In rare cases, a secret enemy comes to light only for benefit. Sometimes it is a hidden thing that is hurting us, which finally comes to light and we can handle it. And it comes to light for your benefit, so we can stop it from harming you any further. Everything below the surface is lit up, is worked on with objectivity and ease as we release a cycle or bring final touches to something before you launch to pass during the next 2 weeks. Uranus in the early July will cause volatility in your emotional house, in your home, in your living situation, in your personal life. It sort of will egg you to set free from obligation. It will urge you to set free from a home situation or change your living situation. It will ask you to get out of your comfort zone as well. So the temporary calm that this full moon is giving you is something which will have a lot of changes and shifts possibly in your personal life during the first 10 days of July that you'll have to pay attention to. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. I'll see you in the next video now. Pisces, this activates your gains, rewards, fan base, social media, platform, social network, friends, connections, vision, goals, as something lucrative could come to pass, especially if you have your rising sun or moon around 3 degrees of Pisces or around 22nd of February born over the course of next 2 weeks. Visionary projects, legacy, reward of business risk or investment risk, dreams come for launch of fruition here. You're redefining your social influence, your place in a group or network, your media presence is being enhanced, or you're redefining your earnings, rewards, and investment returns as you work on a big wealth idea during this time. And you will manage to get support for it. Jupiter in your sign is very, very supportive right now. It will help you get something through. A friend or important connection or social group approval might come to pass, which helps you here. We change our network, we change our tribe, we change the people we hang out with or the friends in this phase of our life. And these are people who would normally not be in your life, or this dream and vision would not be in your life in a version of you that existed in December of 2019. The last 1.5 years have changed who you are, have shifted your vision, have shifted what you want out of your life. And with that, the people in your life have evolved too. We move to the next chapter here. We've put formal structure around this new you, around this new goal, around this new mission, which contributes more socially and is more lucrative or practical. Uranus will keep your mind very, very busy, and your communication houses will be very busy in the first 10 days of July, as you would have to possibly execute a unique idea. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.